Lusternia, Age of Ascension presents Ask Estarra.
Welcome to another episode of Ask Estarra. We have a few questions from a citizen of Halifax, so let's see what he has on his mind.
Hello Estarra, this is the player of Lisville Shavat, the Oberst of the Sentinels Company of Temporal Anomalies in Halifax. And I have a few questions. Is there currently any plans to have more quests which can only be done if you are the member of a specific org? For example, Halifax or Gaudigoch or New Celeste, like the epic quests.
First of all, I don't like giving out information for upcoming releases, so please consider that when I answer this or any other question. We currently do not have any plans for quests for a specific city or commune, though certainly we're not taking it off the table. Now, if you were talking about guilds.
Second, in that line of questioning, will there ever be such quests which can only be done by certain guilds or archetypes?
Well, as I was saying, if we do quests specifically for guilds, we would most likely do small quests, probably as an addition for a guild if they purchase some large role-playing add-on. I doubt if we'll ever do any quests for archetypes. I can't see how that would work. Now, if you're talking about races...
And third, in that line of questioning, will there be racial quests which can only be done by certain races?
Races. As I was saying, we have often thought about doing quests for certain races, though so far we haven't followed through with that exactly. The reason for that is races would probably be too much of a limiter for a quest. More likely what you'd see are different denizens within the quest or in the area, or maybe even different parts of the quest reacting differently based on your race. I know we've done that a few times in the past, and that's something would be more than open to doing in the future, so look out for that in certain races and for certain areas. For instance, in a Trill area, the denizens in the quest itself may react a little differently to you if you are a Trill as opposed to a dwarf or whatever.
Monks, the new monk guilds, will they be based on, are there any chance that they will be based on the Estarra and Loboshigaro monks rather than the Kefera and Eliphoid monks, like the old guilds are? I'm speaking about the Estarra and Loboshigaro monks that we saw a bit of in the pre-Ascendance events.
I think that is an interesting possibility. However, I do not really see Eslarran and Loboshigaru as really being a good fit for Halifax or Gaudigoch. You may want to look at your collegians for any clues of what we had planned. I'm not really going to say anything more about that. The future is always uncertain, and let's leave it at that.
The Bard guilds in the new the Bard guilds in that will be in Halifax and Gaudigoch. What are their main influences? I mean, what are their themes? I can guess that the Bard Guild in Halifax might have something to do with opera, because the stage is an opera house. But apart from that, I have no clue. So, can you tell us what their themes will be? What are the influences?
Gosh, a lot of your questions are asking about things I feel uncomfortable releasing. Regarding the Bard Guilds, even if we had decided on themes for the Bards Guilds, which we may or may not have done, I'd prefer not to give out that type of information. However, I'm always interested in seeing speculation on the forums, and sometimes I'm even influenced by that type of speculation from players. In other words, I think, oh, I never thought of that. Maybe that'd be a good idea to incorporate. So feel free to speculate, and just remember, nothing is ever written in stone until it is written in stone.
Also, will there be more poisons? Will there be introduced more poisons in the game?
There's no plans for more poisons in the game. Though if we were to introduce new poisons, I would want them to not have a cure, but rather a temporary effect. As an example of a temporary effect, maybe the victim will lose balance for a second, or maybe the next time they do damage it will be a little bit less one time. The reason for this is our healing system is already so complex, I am reluctant to add on new ailments. So, though I don't have plans for new poisons, if we do add a new poison, I would be looking for effects rather than afflictions with cures. In other words, something without cures, if that makes sense.
And then someone asked if bards will ever get guitars, and then someone else asked if bards will get tambourines. So I guess the question is, will bards get any new musical instruments in the foreseeable future?
Gosh, I hope I don't open up a can of worms with talking about guitars. I may be open to that idea for guitars. Tambourines and other percussion instruments, I would say no. I don't believe a tambourine could carry a song, and would be more inclined to reserve tambourines and other percussion instruments for artifacts, maybe tinkering objects, but not for the bard's main instrument. And I've shied away from new instruments for bards because the last time it came up, players scared me with a lot of really strange instruments that I didn't think fit into Lusternia, like Zydicos and things of that nature. However, I may be softening up and looking at something like a guitar. So we'll see.
Also, will tinkering get any upgrades in the foreseeable future?
Tinkering? No, I'm sorry, there's nothing planned for tinkering in the near future.
And flipping magnets, how exactly do those work?
Magnets? Magnets? How do magnets work? Don't you know? It's magic. Magic. In fact, it's beyond magic. It's a miracle!
I see miracles all around me. Stop and look around, it's all astounding. Water, fire, air and dirt. Fucking magnets, how do they work? And I don't wanna talk to a scientist. Y'all motherfuckers lying and getting me pissed.
Thank you very much for your time.